Hey guys, welcome back to Black Clover Mobile. In today's video, we're talking gear enchanting and some mistakes to avoid with it because we've just unlocked the new limited challenge, which can give us the gear enchanting stones. Now, at the 198 difficulty, we've only had one run of it. I got two groups of 3 on the orange ones / yellow. It's kind of in between those colors. And then I got a bunch of green ones. I haven't got any purples yet. But when we look at the kind of stat increases, if we look at the flat attack one, for instance, you got 1 to 37. So your max range is 37. If we go over here to the orange one, not quite doubling, going up to 62. And then from 62, it does double and go up to 125. So there are big increases in this thing. And if we go over and we look at challenges and we go to our normal challenges and go to the materials, you can see here 15 is the highest difficulty, but you can only get the green ones from here. So because you can only get the green ones, these things are quite scarce when you look to the higher difficulty ones, because it's on a rotational thing on the limited challenges. You can only do 1 a day, so you're not going to be absolutely swimming in these things. So when we look to what we want to use them on, the first thing I'm going to talk about is what pieces to use them on. Well, this is what I will be doing personally because I'm playing more of a longer game, but also a very distinct mistake not to make straight away with them in just wasting them essentially. So if we go over to gear, I want to show you what I would look to use these things on, like the high rarity. The green ones, it doesn't really matter as much because you can farm them. You can get tons of them. However, the yellow and the purple ones, they're a lot rarer, so you want to use them on really good pieces. Now, an example of that would be a piece like this that has 3 ideal substats. Well, Miami wants attack, but he still gets benefit out of magic attack. It's got crit damage. It's got crit rate. Really nice piece to put these things into. However, it is the wrong main stat being a defense piece. So that one I wouldn't want to do. The closest one I have as an example that I would kind of like to use those higher rarity ones on is this piece here. It's a speed set, which, not all DPS want the speed set, but in general, I do like a 2-piece speed set, even on my DPS, so I can outpace speed ties. So this is a pretty good one, and it's got 2 really optimal stats being attack percent and crit damage, and then it's got accuracy, which can also help damage. So 2 ideal, 1 not too bad, and 1 poor stat. And in general, I think that's a good piece. That's a decent piece to do it with. Ideally, I'd love to have, say, crit rate instead of crit resistance, and then this would be an amazing piece to go ahead and upgrade, because you really want to be upgrading those pieces that you're going to be using long term. Once again, when we talk about using the yellow or the purple upgrade stones, the greens, it's not so much of a big stress. So that is the kind of piece I would be looking for. So I'd be looking for my damage dealers, I'd be looking for that attack or magic attack main stat with the speed star set, the star being the little upgraded set. So this is the one that gives you just straight 5% speed for 2 turns at the start of a wave. So I'd be looking at that one, the attack upgraded set, even the penetration upgraded set as well, once we get into farming those and stuff like that. Those are the ideal ones. For defense characters, if we go ahead and I swap over to my Mars here, a piece like this is pretty decent, because it's the defense. The good defense set. It's got a defense, a crit resistance, and a HP. It's not too bad. That's a decent one to go into. But that's the kind of thing I'd be looking at. Look at really good sets with good main stats that you're going to get really good value out of when using those yellow and purple ones. Now I want to talk about the next thing. Now I've got to find a piece that has... let's just do this one for an example because it's got the stat. Do I have something a little bit better with it? Let's do this one. All right. I don't have a great piece for this, but I want to show you guys because I got some damage resistance upgrade pieces. So as you can see here, we've got this one, which is the green one, which is going to apply a 1 to 6 rating on it. Then we have this one, which is going to give us a 1 to 9 rating. Now, the gap between these isn't quite as big as the flat attack one. But what I want to let you guys know is what I recommend doing when you do find the piece that you want to use these high rarity ones on. Once again, the lower rarity ones, the green ones, don't stress. But when you go to look at using these, and especially if you go to start using some purple ones that you get, when you do it, I wouldn't recommend going instantly and just using the purple one or instantly using the orange one. Because you can still roll a 1. You can still roll a number lower than these. Now, if you're a gambler and you want to take that risk, you can feel free and go ahead and take that risk. Sometimes you will win it and you will do a high roll. perfect. But to play it more reliably, because these ones are farmable, what I am going to do, I'm just going to, like I said, I'm going to wait for those pieces with like 2 to 3 really good substats, good main stat, good set that I want to upgrade. And then I'm going to go to max roll using the green ones, get it to 6. Because the great thing is when you do these, if I roll the 2, the next roll, the minimum it can roll is a 2. It can't go back down. So you can work it up. And I'll show you that in a minute on another piece. But for this one, I just wanted to demonstrate. I'm going to just go straight into using this orange one. Dude, I really hope I roll a 7, 8, or 9, but I also kind of hope I show you that I can roll a lower number. So let's go ahead and enchant it with this. Enchant done, and there you go. We rolled a 4. So this, now I can roll 4 to 6. Originally, I could have rolled 1 to 6. So I've essentially wasted this one because I could have got that stat that I got off of it by using the green one anyway. So what I would recommend doing is rolling this with this one. So we just roll this, see what we get. Okay, we rolled a 4. Let's go see if we can get 5 or 6. Okay, we got a 6. So we are maxed out on what the green potential is. Now that we've done that, this is when I would start rolling into the orange one. And the same would go with the purple one. I would roll these orange ones until I got an 8 or a 9, and then I would do the purple one. Ideally, you go to 9, but it depends how good the piece of gear is and how conservative you are with this thing. But as you can see, I essentially just wasted one of my yellow ones for demonstration's sake because I rolled a number lower than what I could have got with the green one. So that is what I would do. And like I said, this piece of gear, I would not be using my orange ones on. Yellow ones, dude, I can't even tell what bloody color that is. It's killing me. I've chopped and changed so many times. But yeah, I would not be using those on this piece of gear. This is not a piece of gear that I would warrant putting this stuff into. But once again, once you've chosen those pieces of gear, like I said, you want ideal set, ideal main stat with 2 to 3 at least ideal substats. Those are the pieces I would go to look to use these things on because they are so rare in the way we get them. And that is the way I would play it for long term. Because for me, if I really, for instance, went in and upgraded and enchanted this one all the way, I'm probably going to replace this piece of gear pretty quick. It's an okay set being the base defense set, but it's not as good as the enhanced defense set. So it's okay. It's not great. But then it's got yes, HP and damage resistance, which are both nice, but because it's not the great main set, I will end up replacing this one. Probably take me a little while to do it, but it depends on what you're, how conservative you want to be with these things and also how long term you're looking. If you're trying to just reach a power cap, feel free, go ahead. I may end up burning some to try and get myself to the 200k power range because I want to be able to just sweep the other stages, but we'll see how we go. But essentially, those are the main tips that I want to get across. 1, focusing on the right pieces to use those upgrades on, and 2, only using them once you max it out with the green ones. Once again, it's up to you, but because the green ones are farmable, I feel like those are better to throw away until you get into max instead of just wasting those orange and purple pieces. Anyway, I hope that made some sense. Hope that helps. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.